the power lines and substations responsible primarily for distributing 33 kV feeder lines and the 3311 kV injection substations. NEMSA says it's looking to realize the efforts of the government at an incremental, stable and uninterrupted power supply in the country. Let's return to the markets. The Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers on Tuesday inducted Nigerian Stock Exchange Chief Executive Oscar Onyema as an associate member. Onyema becomes the head of the stock exchange in January 2012. He had part of his previous service records includes position as a senior vice president at the American Stock Exchange. He's also the current president of the CIS Council and also holds the position as the president of the Africa Securities Exchanges Association called ASEA. So let's just go straight to the market from there and look at the stock market. We lost about 0.5% yesterday. That's a little bit less blistering as we had on Monday and the last Friday. So we're still being clubbered and all in red. We lost our 13.5, 13.6 trillion naira. The market is bled more than 200 billion over the last few sessions because investors were taking profit. We've done a very decent 2017 so far. We're still around 40.6%. And let's hope we don't lose that 40% before the year closes. But we don't know what today will bring. I'm going to ask some questions a little bit later. Let's roll that over, folks. Let's look at the primary market data. We had a bit of a sell-off in some of the bellwethers like Dangote Cement, Dangote Sugar, and despite the strong buying in the banking sector, the volume was a little bit much better than we had as a daily average over the last 1 week, about 300 million shares. We did almost 650 million on Tuesday, and the Naira value was also really strong. But if you look at the 5 sectors, we track here the 5 big sectors in the market, which almost everyone take a look at. Look at that. A lot of red. Insurance made 0.84% because we have some green shoot there from Continental Insurance. That's up by about 13.63%. That's quite massive. And also account for almost 700 million of that traded in that particular stock. Then we have Linkage Assurance, a small cap insurer, 3.45%. That gave that sector a bit of a fillip. But you got the flip side of that was the banking sector. We had a strong buying in the shares of Zenith, $4.4 million, GT Bank, $4.3 million, FBNH, that's the the big financial services company holding First Bank PLC, $1.5 million. Those are the top 3 in terms of the dollar value of transactions on Tuesday. But in terms of valuation and pricing, as it were, the sector was down 0.68%. Consumer goods down by 0.2%, almost the same margin for the industrial goods sector. Dangote Cement lost 0.65%. Oil and gas was down 0.2% as well. So let's just go straight to the oil and gas folks and check through with that list of the those companies in that sector, with the exception of only just 1 or 2. Forte Oil shared 2.29%. That's a bellwether in that space if you know how the market cap of those stocks ranked up. Forte Oil is a bellwether in that space. And then you find the rest largely lackluster. Owando still sitting in there at 5.99. Roll that over and let's see where we had a single green shoot. Tuesday, Eternal Oil made a surprising 4.01% gain after being clubbered for a few sessions. That stock finished off 4.15 on the counters. Okay, let's roll to the NASD over the markets. Let's just do away with. Can we just leave those 2 folks? Thank you. Let's just go on, move on with the time we have left. We lost our 600 on the US side. That's the NASD over-the-counter market. We lost the USI 600, 597.54. We lost that on Monday. 0.23%, a bit of a gain there yesterday, a gentle gain. The market cap still trying to hold on to the 400 billion naira level. In terms of volume, not significantly different. we had Dufil Oil, Dufil Foods, I beg your pardon, Dufil Foods at the NESD over the counter markets. And unlisted securities, then WAMCO were two main unlisted stocks in the news on that market yesterday. 14 transactions in total. If we go to the fixed income, let's spend about a minute with the fixed income. It's a very busy week as we have it. The central bank took about 130 billion naira out of the system yesterday, and that brought the market liquidity to a negative north of 200 billion naira. So interbank went up significantly. Investors were a little bit tepid as far as the FGN Naira bonds concerned. So those are the four most actively traded Naira papers for those tenor. And you can see the total transaction, 11.60 billion. It's a very busy week. The authorities are trying to manage liquidity in the market. Tomorrow, December 21st, we're expecting the DMO to redeem the second part of the second tranche of what it said it would do with the 198 billion naira or $500 million Eurobond is being used to reflow the treasuries. So that's what you had. Then you have the market still trying to balance its liquidity at this particular point in time. The treasury bills that are most actively traded because yields begin to trend a little bit higher on Tuesday. You can see those four there via the FMDQ OTC. And by the way, the FMDQ tomorrow will list Nigeria's $3 billion Eurobond as well as the diaspora bond, $300 million US. The FMDQ OTC Securities Exchange is where it's all happening tomorrow, Thursday, the 21st of December. Let's come back after the break. And we've got to talk about the mutual funds. Olabel Gore is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer at Afinvest Asset Management and is joining us for an interesting discussion about managed funds in 2017 and outlook in the new year.